after I record, I'll say it. Hey guys, welcome to the March 12th community call here at MakerDAO. My name is David. I am part of the community development team here, and we put this call on every Tuesdays so that you guys could get a fresh update on what's been going on in the MakerDAO universe. So I'm going to post in the chat a public-facing doc that you could view. It's basically the agenda of all the stuff I'm going to be going over in this call. Feel free to check it out. All the links are there, so should be super easy for you if you find anything particularly interesting to go and explore it for yourself. So usually how we kick these meetings off is we go into the real life events that are coming up, and we have a full call today. We have a bunch of our community managers here. Lenka's here, Mariano's here. Let's see who else is in the chat. Yeah, I think that's it for our community managers. But Mariano, you want to start us off with what's going on in South America?
Yes, thank you, David. I've been in Cucuta, in Colombia. Well, first of all, I've been in Mexico doing a brief demonstration of MakerDAO and Dai at the BB. I don't know how it's in English. In Spanish, it's BBVA, BBVA Bank in Mexico. They were really interested in how stablecoin, decentralized stablecoin works. As you know, Mexico is one of the biggest countries in terms of international remittances.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very, very keen on the system. Then we flew to Bogota, where we had a meeting with Fund Exchange, one of our partners there, and they show a really cool device called Seller. It's like a point of sale that it's located in more than 200 shops across Bogota. And why is that? Because Colombian government does not allow to have bank relationships to exchanges, right? So you are transacting crypto, you are not able to have bank relationship. And what they did is something very cool that they say, okay, I can have bank relationship, but I may distribute this point of sales that are just like cell phones, right? With a couple of wallets. So people can not only pay in those commerce and those shops, but also they can charge their wallets and they can use this thing as an on and off ramp for fiat to that. So pretty cool. It's a nice workaround. And they told me that they will be expanding this service to to all Colombia, and they are looking to do also this in Canada and Portugal, where they already have operations with their crypto exchange. And well, the other thing that I've been in Cucuta, for those that don't know what Cucuta is a Colombian city, the nearest Colombian city to the Venezuelan border, and it's like a pretty shocking thing to see what is happening there. I wanted to go there mostly because there are a lot of stories right now in relationship to crypto and Venezuela, and I wanted to see for myself if all the things are true. You know that we live in an era where it is very easy to start spreading fake news, fake things, or maybe like over state things, right? And I wanted to see for myself what are the things that are going on there. And we did a meetup. We did a meetup in Cucuta to see what
there
was
a lot of Venezuelans there?
Yes, there's a lot of Venezuelans.
That's like right on the border of Colombia, right? That's right by San Cristobal.
Yeah. Yes, right at the border, and you need to take into consideration that borders now are closed. I don't know if you saw a picture where like a container right in the middle of the bridge.
Wow.
So the thing is that people are still crossing, right? But not through the bridge, but through the river. And you're seeing like entire families crossing through the river in order to get to Cucuta to buy food, to trying to develop their life, because in Venezuela, as you may know, there's practically nothing. Not only no power, but there's nothing. And this is sort of the things that it really shocked me to see and 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 to live because while I was doing this meetup in Cucuta, uh, I we had a person in the room that was asking like a lot of questions in relationship to, hey, and how a kid can open a wallet, how a kid can um, send a transaction, or how easy it is for a kid to restore a wallet and that kind of things. And when the meetup finished, I started to talk with this person, and he uh, told me what he's doing, and I think it's one of the most awesome things that I heard in in in, in this time that I'm in crypto and traveling through Latin America. And the thing is that one of the main problems in Cucuta right now and in the Venezuela situation are kids. Kids is the most vulnerable part of the whole story, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it's pretty shocking to see that kids sometimes are using like a tool for people. They are using to rob. They are using to smuggling. It's the word, like
Smuggle, yeah.
you know,
Smuggle, yeah.
yeah, smuggle. Okay, um, and it is like very sad thing because, for example, all the places that are providing food to people only provide they are in Cucuta, and they are providing food only if you are coming with the kid. So you can imagine that kids sometimes are being using like some sort of currency, that
Right.
okay, give me your
Rent
kid.
my kid.
Yeah, it's like it's really really awful thing to see,
Yeah.
and they are practically on the streets, right? And with all dangers uh, that they are the things that are exposed um, for being on the street. And this person is from a foundation called Fundación Renacer.
Hmm.
And what they are doing is something really, really cool. They are taking kids out of the street that are with no parents, or the parents are doing like or working or doing something else because they don't have like a home there. So
Right.
while they are working or while they are doing other things, kids are usually on the street, like hanging around and that kind of things. So with this foundation, what they are doing, they are teaching the kids to start using crypto. Okay, uh, and why is that? There's like a common thing on in Twitter and the internet right now that Venezuelan people, like everybody knows how to transact Bitcoin, how to transact Ethereum and crypto, and that's not true. That's not true. Probably more than I would say 95, 98% of Venezuelan people don't know what crypto is. Okay, don't know what crypto is. And most of the people that's using crypto in Venezuela is upper middle class. When you
Hmm.
hear all the stories that I've been able to escape using X cryptocurrency, it's because that people already have an education background. It has a, a proper income that it allowed him to save and to convert it into cryptocurrency in order to escape the country, right? But most of the people don't have that opportunity, that chance, and that kind of life, right?
Right.
So this foundation is doing what it's doing is precisely trying to attack this problem. I mean, there's a lot of people that is not able to save, that is not able to learn crypto, that don't have like a laptop in order to start. Okay, well, I want to know how to open a crypto wallet. Okay, so what they are doing is they are targeting these kids mostly to take the kids out of the street, right? So they are not being used as any some sort of tool for bad things. And and the cool thing about this is that they know that kids are the like the one
They're
of
the
the
next
first.
generation. Yeah.
Yes, and one of the first voice to start teaching parents how
Right.
to use crypto,
Right.
right? Kids are very eager to learn. They are very enthusiastic with new things, right? And when they get together again with their parents, they teach them how what is Ethereum, what is Bitcoin, what is Dai, what is a stable coin, what is a private key, what is a public key, and this was like very heartwarming to see a kid. If you ask, hey, can you give me your private key? No, no, my private key is mine. I won't give you ever. I will give my private key, and that kind of things, right? I mean, that I think that that is the way that crypto needs to take, right?
Yeah.
And all other things that I was talking with Pedro, this person from Fundación Renacer, that really shocked me is I was telling to him, well, yeah, you can have a, let's say, a such wallet in your mobile phone and whatever. And I said, no, Mariano, they don't have mobile phones.
Wait, what
They
was
don't
that?
have mobile phone. They don't have mobile phones. Most of the people don't
Yeah.
have mobile phones. Okay, they cannot even charge their mobile phones. Uh, and then you have to take into consideration how a worker can take their money without being devaluated. I mean, what is a worker? Is it, don't you know what is a worker? No. Well, is it, there are a group of Venezuelan persons that are escaping Venezuela
Mm-hmm.
that do not want to stay in Cucuta
Mm-hmm.
because for them Cucuta doesn't have nothing to offer. So they are walking towards Peru, towards Chile. So they are crossing the entire country walking with their kids in their hands.
Wow, that's
And
insane.
that is like he even take me to the street is called Panamericana. So like a very long street and route that cross the whole country. And you can see like the queue of the persons walking right to Peru or to Chile without nothing.
Right. Does the
And they
foundation of this guy you're talking to, do they also have like how do they get smartphones in the hands of more people? Is there any initiative like that?
yes, they are a non-governmental organization. They are taking donations.
Mm.
The last donation they were able to buy. I think there was 10 Kindle Fire, the tablet,
Mm-hmm.
and they are taking donations to start providing not only this kind of teachings, but also to start teaching kids English and other
Right.
things
Right.
such as
Uh,
well, things with
Mariano,
computer.
what was the name of that POS system that you mentioned earlier? Lawrence was asking in the chat.
Seller
With a C?
with the next.
X. Okay, thanks. Awesome.
I will share. Let me see if it's in Spanish. Oh yes, in Spanish. Well, I will try to get but this is the announcement that they did. They they will be expanding in Latin America.
So it sounds like this Kokoda meetup really affected you. You seem
Yeah, yeah.
you
Uh,
seem
uh,
pretty blown away by that experience.
yeah, I'm totally blown away. I want to go back. I want to see how can I help this Fundación Renacer. It's like an eye-opening situation when you are there because you read a lot of things in yeah, probably you read a lot of things in Twitter, in the newspaper. Recently, also, I saw a picture saying that, okay, an ATM Bitcoin was installed in Cucuta and people were doing queue to use it. No, not at all. People were offering free money in order to take the picture.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
there are lot of things that are happening there. Lot of things, and probably we are like very blind from
Yeah. Of
our
course. Of course.
side.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
and
for the
and
update.
and yeah. Sorry, I don't know. It's like
No,
I don't want to like low
when you
the mood.
no, it's okay, it's okay. That's some really incredible stories, like I think that there's value in getting real perspective on the ground of the fact that, you don't really know as a Westerner, like from the States, for example, or for even from some country that does have their stuff together, you can't imagine what it's like for there to be thousands of refugees just crossing a country by foot with no smartphones. Their kids are running around like scamming people. Like it's really kind of crazy when there's crisis going on, and it's those kinds of stories are really valuable, I think, for just general perspective of like what's going on in the world. So thank you for sharing, Mariana, for sure.
You're welcome.
All right, plowing ahead. So this week we had ETHCC, and our very own Lenka was there representing Maker. So Lenka, you want to give us an update of what was going on over there in Paris?
Yes, of course. Hi, guys. So yeah, we were at the ECC. Actually, we've been quite many people. There was like ECC is Ethereum Community Conference. It was taking place from Tuesday the 5th until, Thursday the 7th. It's 3 days of conference, constant keynotes and workshops. We had 4 people participating. From Maker as speaking, we have David Lundfall speaking more about philosophical approach on subjectivity and object. Did I say David again? I'm sorry, Martin Lundfall, speaking subjectivity versus objectivity. Sorry, David, it's you.
I wish I was Lundfall.
Anyway, then we had Ashley. She was speaking about business development in blockchain space and giving some good advices. I think it was really nice presentation. We had Gustav stepping up his game and like speaking, I think, on 3 or 4 occasions on the week. His presentation was about introduction to Maker and actually like sharing some use cases and projects that are relevant, meaningful, and interesting for us, and also we think for the ecosystem we try to build. And then we had, Jacek. He's our legal counsel in Europe. He was speaking about the legal aspect of decentralized finance, which is very interesting because basically, there's this definition for finance that is traditional, and then there's the ecosystem that is being created thanks to blockchain technology called decentralized finance. And he was trying to like address some of the overlaps of these two spaces and some of the gaps and some of the fuzzy edges. And so that was really, really cool. And I think all the presentations are live now online. They have been also streamed, so I can share a link for those. Besides that, already on Monday, there was an interesting event because there was a panel on stablecoins. So out of people who got invited, it was hosted in CoinHouse, which is like a local meetup place, but also an exchange. I learned about CoinHouse, which is in the heart of Paris, that actually it's the birthplace of Ledger. So I also saw that. I saw some furniture with Ledger stickers, which was fun. Anyway, for the meetup we had in the evening, there was Tether represented and also Circle represented, and I would say it was really, really what did you say? Nice evening. A lot of engagement from the audience and a lot of discussions in a very civilized way. So I was really happy to participate. On the 5th, we organized a DApp-focused meetup that was for developers. We did it together with Fluence Network and with State of the Dapps. It's been, again, very, very engaging. I think we should have recording that we can eventually upload to our YouTube channel. Same should be for the 4th. And on the 6th, we decided to put forces together with Aave, who have integrated Dai, for instance, to their platform. And we made 2 panels on decentralized finance. In the first one, we've been talking about the challenges and opportunities of building part of the DeFi space, where Gustav was represented together with Vinay Gupta from Ethereum. We also had, who else? Sorry, I'm just like pulling it out of my head.
Yeah, it sounds like there was so much going on.
Yeah, we had like really cool panel, and the second one was actually on the impact. We had some big names like Taylor Mohanan from MyCrypto, etc. So a lot of people. Yeah. So it was super successful. It was really good week in France, and I already like got in contact regarding organizing some other events in Europe. And in the spreadsheet, I mean, in the document we just have shared, I tried to put together like some of the events that are ahead of us. So I can just really skim. Oh, sorry, I just lost my screen. I can just really quick skim through those. Okay, just need to update the document. All right, so there's an interesting thing happening. I'm going to Slovakia to participate in elections because that's where I'm from. And there's two places. One is called Paralelna Polis. They're doing crypto brand, so I already talked them into accepting Dai. The second thing happening is actually there's another co-work, Progress Bar, where actually Annette, who is in this call, she was giving a kind of DIY meetup yesterday evening. So I will join, and we most likely do something on Monday. On the 19th, we have finals of 3 months long sort of a university hackathon, which we participated in. It's called Future of Blockchain, and it's been organized across UK in some of the biggest universities. So this will be the finals. Then there is an introduction to the Trust Machine documentary, which I'm gonna do in Copenhagen. There's also a conference with PwC about blockchain. We will have our head of integration speak there. And then on the 28th, we have quite a busy day. We have like at least 3 events at the same day in 2 different continents. So in Copenhagen, we'll have the local community from Ethereum Web3 and general blockchain space to get together to create a town hall. We have oh, I did misspell this one. Anyway, we have a room to give a keynote and to be in a panel. We'll also have like Polkadot represented, etc., and we'll be also promoting a lot of local initiatives and actually startups. Then there is a financial inclusion summit in Oslo. We'll have our head of product present there. It's in Norway. And then Gustav, our biz dev from Europe, he'll be speaking in a Global Money Transfer Summit in Cape Town. And we're also looking towards Cape Town even more because we'll join for the Blockchain Week and for the ETH Cape Town end of April. So this is just some of the events that we're planning to go to. Yeah.
Thanks for the update, Lenka. That's quite a lot. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then I'm gonna give the the last update for Do, who's our Korean community manager, and it's like 4 a.m. for him, so he doesn't join these calls. But on the 15th of March, in 3 days, he's hosting MakerDAO Presents, a real-world blockchain applications and use cases conference. And I think he has signups of like around 250 people. And sorry, there's projects that are going to be present there, like Storm, Loom Network, Engine, and more. So a lot of stuff popping off in Korea. All right, so as for real life events, I think we are pretty much done. I'm gonna move forward to talking about some of the things that have happened this week. So we have a new hire here at Maker, Kim, who's our marketing team's new content leader. She's going to be helping the team push out blog posts and just generally communicate with the public in, I guess, a better fashion than we already are. Yeah, so we're excited to have her on the team. Also, news from this week, the executive vote passed in record time. So if you guys aren't aware, we voted to raise the stability fee to 3.5%. And the vote was ratified 10 hours and 27 minutes after it launched. And there was a total of 37 voters who voted with a combined weight of 98,000 plus MKR, which accounts for like less than 10% of the total supply. And so on March 9th, 3.5% was passed, and that is the current stability fee in the system for ETH CDPs. In other news, we also, oh yeah, and actually, so good point, Santosh. That the fact that this this increase actually visibly affected the peg and brought it back closer to $1. I think we're still at around 98 cents. So if you guys are curious about the stability fee and how it affects the Dai peg, definitely tune into our Thursday public calls. So on Thursdays, we do our governance and risk meeting. And there we go through a data-driven approach for basically assessing any recent votes and then figuring out how to move forward. Yeah, Jordan Crandall says off the peg says 99 cents now. Yeah, that's great. And it's interesting because actually we hit an all-time high for Dai total supply today. I think we're at like 92.8 million. Or sorry, 92, yeah, something like that. Yeah, and yeah, I don't want to draw any conclusions. Kenny is completely true, but it is really exciting to see that the peg is not at 96 cents. So I think we could all be happy about that. All right, so moving forward. At community development, we've been working on some FAQs behind the scenes. So we actually put out these stability fee FAQs up for review on Reddit. If you are curious about helping us craft these stability fee FAQs to be like better worded, more accurate, if you just want to help us basically look them over before we host them publicly on our GitHub repository, definitely check those out. And we've already had a bunch of people do some suggestions, which we've implemented. So thank you to those people. Next, here, hold on, let me just catch up in the chat. Yeah, just some conversations about the stability fee. All right, so moving forward, MakerDAO also started a national relayer campaign in Korea, and this was a business development effort on the part of Do. So he actually organized this thing, and it's 12 different partners in Korea, and they all are pushing for Dai integration on all fronts. So basically, the relayer is just them relaying other partners to integrate Dai, and it seems like Do is doing a great job building up the MakerDAO community over there in Korea. Other partnerships, we have the fact that you could use Button Wallet now to send Dai and other crypto within Telegram. We also have Celsius that integrated the Dai stablecoin into its interest-earning wallet. And also Dai was added on Dharma. So you can go and if you are a beta user of Dharma Lever, you could borrow and lend Dai for 0.1% APR. And not a lot, but I think that they're just testing the product and getting feedback and doing iterations. But we're a big fan of what Dharma is doing over there, and we have been officially integrated. And then next, we have introducing secondary trading for MakerDAO CDPs on Blockboard. So if you're a Maker CDP holder with greater than 200,000 Dai drawn, so Dai debt, and you want to pay it down, but are having a hard time finding some Dai liquidity, you could visit Blockboard, and you don't even have to purchase Dai. You could just sell them your CDP for, I think they're buying CDPs for like a 0.5% discount. So definitely check that out if you're a big CDP holder and you want a simpler way to pay down and offload your CDP. So that's really, really cool. And it's super OTC. Yeah, so the Blockboard thing, just to clarify, it's like very over the counter. Like it's literally a Google form and you apply it and then they reach out to you and it's an over the counter transaction. Exactly. Yeah, the CDP trading solution, it definitely affects the peg. I mean, it helps. I think Wire is actually facilitating it. So what Wire does is they do market making on Dai pairs. So when they have a lot of Dai basically in their inventory, they could buy CDPs at a discount and close them out and basically act as like a middleman for decreasing the overall supply and actually offloading their inventories without having to interact with any secondary markets. Cyrus asks, they pay you some fraction of your collateral, or how does it work exactly? I think that the way it works is you send them your CDP and your info, and they basically take the total collateral value minus the debt value, and then they basically send you either I think they just buy it from you for 0.5% discount, and I think it's over the counter, so I think it depends per client how you want to like settle. I imagine that they probably would be happy settling in Dai, but they might also just return the collateral directly to the user. But yeah, it's actually, if I can, give me a second here. So I'm gonna actually share a window, and I'll show you guys. All right, so this is the Blockboard thing. Not only can you borrow or lend, now you could sell your Maker CDP. And when you do that, you read through this terms of use. And as you can see here, if you have a minimum amount of 200,000, well, for all three of them, they're doing half a percent. So if you hit the sell CDP button, literally just it's just an over-the-counter form, and that's it. Super low-tech solution, but it works, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's good for market makers, and it's good for the ecosystem in general. So very, very happy to see that. All right, moving forward. There was also an announcement today that GBX Digital Asset Exchange, which is actually a subsidiary of a licensed stock exchange, I think I can't remember which country, but they listed Dai among other stablecoins. So yet another exchange. All right, I think that's it for like partnerships and official stuff. I'm gonna now go over some highlights from the community. And also, I just want to take this opportunity, since we're going into a different section, to remind you guys in the actual call, if you have any questions, post them up in the chat. Definitely ask them. We have a bunch of maker people here, and we're happy to try to answer any questions you guys might have. Akiva's writing, Rune said on Reddit that there's an announcement from Africa soon. When will that come out? Don't know. Gotta ask Rune. But yeah, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. There is something happening, but I actually personally don't have much insight into it, so gonna have to just wait the good old-fashioned way instead of getting a leak from me. Devin Walsh is asking, how does the Maker team predict the CDP secondary trading solution will impact the peg? Well, I just mentioned that if the counterparty in a secondary trading solution for a CDP is a market maker, they could very simply buy CDPs that are in distress and offload their inventories directly. And basically, that's good because the counterparty, the market maker, has a better balanced inventory with which to trade on Dai pairs. So generally speaking, it's probably positive because it increases liquidity. And hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. All right, yeah. So generally speaking, it's a good thing. It helps bring liquidity to large CDP holders that might have trouble offloading or getting Dai. Generally speaking. All right, cool. Highlights from the community. So we've seen this in these past 2 weeks, actually, the growing use of a new subreddit called MKRGOV. So with the growing governance scene and discussions that are happening over the last few weeks, we are moving all of those to the MKRGov sub. So it's just a lot more focused conversations, and it's a less noisy place to have them. So if you're interested in participating in governance, join us on that sub. Also, Mikey McDonald, who runs mkr.tools, he put up a new stability fee page, which is super sleek. It actually links you to all the transactions and all the updates to the stability fee over time, and it also includes a really pretty graph. So definitely check it out if you're a fan of Maker Tools. There was also a Reddit user by the name of Off the Wall 1066 who made a site that lets you track your ETH and DeFi activity from one dashboard, and it works on mobile. No private key needed. You could just paste your public key in, and it'll scrape the blockchain and show you where your stuff is on which protocols and basically what you're using. So it's a pretty cool little tool. We also saw on Reddit, what is this guy's name? Besso EC Novi. He put out this tool that's in testing. It's on Koban right now called the CDP Saver dash never liquidate trademark. So it's open for testing, and the idea of it is if your CDP is doomed and you could see the white light coming and it's gonna get liquidated and you're anticipating that harsh 13% liquidation penalty. Well, once the CDP saver is actually fully like tested and out on mainnet, you would theoretically be able to just use that uh, uh, to very quickly unwind your CDP and save yourself from that 13% liquidation penalty, which is really great for CDP users. And I hope to see this tool come out on mainnet because it's really exciting. There's been a couple of these that came on testnet that haven't really been completely finished. So excited to see that. Next, we got a few articles that came out this week. So Dharma Markets #4 came out, and it highlighted and talked about the importance of secondary Dai markets. There was a couple of CoinDesk articles. The first one was about the fee increase that was pending, and then the second one was how the fee increase was actually approved. So both writers, Christine is actually in the call. Both writers did an awesome job. So we're excited that we got highlighted there, and that stability fee changes are taken as pretty significant news in the space. So that's pretty cool. There was also the Dai stablecoin looks. There's an article titled "Dai stablecoin looks set to increase stability fee to 3.5% a year following $1 peg instability." Another article highlighting that. And then lastly, there was an article talking about how 2% of all Ether is now locked in Maker contracts, which is a little bit of old news. I think that happened a week or two ago, but nevertheless, it was a pretty well written article. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, Kenny brings up a really good point. There was also the Off the Peg website. The URL is like destiner.github.io/offthepeg, and it highlights some very specific comparisons. So, if like a big problem with, well, actually, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but yeah, Off the Peg. So definitely check that out. It's a really, really sleek site, super simple. Let me take a pause here now that I went through some of the articles to just read through the chat really quick. So Akiva writes, now that Maker is being covered on CoinDesk, does that mean there's a relationship with DCG? That would be good because it can get a lot of integrations. DCG, what is DCG, Akiva? Can you remind me? Digital Currency Group. Yeah. So, yeah, Barry Silver. All right. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't have anybody from our business development team here to comment on that. I personally don't know about our relationship with these guys. But just because CoinDesk is writing articles does not necessarily mean Barry Silver just kind of hands his cell phone to us now. But no. Yeah, I'd have to wait on somebody from BD to hop in one of these calls one of these weeks, and they could talk about that. But yeah, I'm personally not 100% sure on our relationship with them. Oh yeah, actually, there's another article that came out in Polish by our very own Reuptaken, aka Marcin. So he did a primer on MakerDAO in Polish, and it's it's for the Polish people, and it's a good way for. I'm really excited to see guides in other languages, and Marcin's been at the forefront of that. He also did a tutorial video on on the CDP portal and ETH to Dai, and it's basically just an animated video, and you could you could replace the audio with any sort of language walkthrough that you want, and it kind of feels the same. So we're looking for volunteers that know different languages to work with Marcin on creating a few more of these tutorial videos. So if you're a Spanish speaker and you're really passionate about getting more Spanish maker content out, hit up Marcin. You know, he'll help you. Lawrence suggested translate Marcin's article in all languages using Fiverr. Yeah. Fiverr is a really cool site. You could pay people $5 to do arbitrary tasks. It's interesting. Maybe we should start like a maker microtasks account on Fiverr. Yeah. Bounty it, right? Yeah. All right. So am I still presenting, or do you guys see my screen? I got this weird notification. All right, cool. Oh yeah, Kenny Rowe is saying we should get Fiverr to use Dai. That's a brilliant idea. That's a good. That would be a great integration. So all right. Last thing I kind of want to highlight is a bunch of really great threads that have been going on in our Reddit, our regular Reddit subreddit, r/MakerDAO. So there was one called "Creating Demand for Dai: Collateralized Dai as a Mechanism to Short the Market." There was another one called "MakerDAO is Amazing, Tether Not So Much." It went into a whole bunch of really cool points. There was another one called "A First Draft Design for Maker Dividends and a Maker Staking Pool," which Hodl Down always comes up with these really interesting conversations and talking points, and a lot of really good conversation happening there. And also, lastly, there was an update actually from our very own Cyrus regarding the debt ceiling and the Dai peg, and he highlighted some points that he observed about the debt ceiling and how it affects the peg and our policy around it. That's more maker governance. But overall, there's been a lot of really great threads over the last week. A lot of comments, a lot of activity, people talking. So definitely participate in our Reddit community. We love newcomers. We love experienced people. We love when people give insights. We love when people correct misinformation. So definitely join us. And yeah, so that's about it for all of my highlights from the community this week. Let me catch up here in the chat. So Christine Kim is asking, is there data available to track the number of forced liquidations of Dai contract? As far as MakerDAO people know, is this a relatively common occurrence if CDP contract owners aren't careful / always tracking ETH prices? So there is data available. So single collateral Dai actually has a GraphQL API that you could call from, and actually that's how some sites like mkr.tools calculates it. Christina, I'm gonna link you to there you go. Kenny and Alex beat me to it, but there's a page there that highlights the bytes in the system, and you can see the exact time and the exact amounts, and all of that stuff is totally public, totally auditable, and totally pullable for visualization, for statistics, for whatever you'd like. But yeah, all that data is available. And as for CDP contract owners needing to be careful in tracking ETH prices, absolutely. There's a good percentage of people in the system that are very well over collateralized, so their liquidation prices are fairly low and they could sleep at night. But then there's people like CDP number 3228, who loves to live on the edge and has been quoted as saying he doesn't sleep if his CDP is under 170%, which begs the question, does he sleep if it's at 180? Because I don't think I could. But nevertheless, yeah, it's all up to the individual's risk tolerance. You could push your CDP to a very risky position, or you could keep it in a very safe position. But generally speaking, it's predictable. When you create a CDP, you get your liquidation price, and yeah, it's definitely on the user to protect the CDP from liquidation, either by wiping the Dai debt before it happens or adding more collateral. But yes. Yeah, and 3228 is most definitely a legend. He's only been liquidated like 4 times or 5 times. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the most bites happen during really rapid price drops and also unexpected price drops. So like when you saw the fall from like 300 to 250, there was a huge amount. Then from 250 to 80, there was even more like enormous of an amount. But yeah. All right, so that concludes all of the updates I have for you guys. I also want to just highlight the fact that we do hold a governance and risk meeting every Thursday, and you are welcome to participate and join us there if you're interested in the actual governance of MakerDAO. So MakerDAO is a DAO, and our community has a say, and if you're an MKR holder, you have a vote. So definitely join us for those. I'll post the link to those meetings down below. And if you'd like to listen to those meetings, we have SoundCloud playlist of them, we have a YouTube playlist of them, and we even have some people in the community working on written recaps of the meetings every single week. So definitely check those out. And here you go, posting those in the chat. Yeah, anytime, Christine, happy to explain it. Yeah, so the governance risk meeting is a bit heavier than this one. This is just an update on generally what's going on. The governance and risk meeting gets into the weeds of why we do certain things and whether or not the data is pushing us to make a decision or, etc. So thank you guys for coming on the call. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes if you guys have any. Oh yeah, Linka, you're totally right. We did not mention Pi Day, and I wasn't sure if I guess yeah, let's mention it. So this blog post just came out, and so if Pi Day, for those of you guys that don't know, that's March 14th, 314, and we are gonna be partnering with Send Crypto, which is like a Reddit and Twitter bot that you could tip people with crypto, and we are asking that you donate your crypto. Donate $3.14 or $314.00, or maybe $314,000. But yeah, in the spirit of Pi Day, we're doing some good. We're trying to lead with giving, and so we're participating with EFF, Needs List, UNICEF, Castro Limon, Give Directly, Giveth, and GraceAid. So definitely check out the blog post, and if you're feeling generous, donate. And that's on the 14th, so watch out. All right. So if anybody has any additional questions, post them up in the chat. I'm gonna hang out for a few minutes after I finish recording, but that's it pretty much for this week's call. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for asking questions. Always a pleasure to host these.
Thanks to you, David.
Thanks to you, Mariana, for sharing with us the experience from Fukuta. That was really interesting, especially due to the whole blackout they had in Colombia.
Yeah.
I mean, in Venezuela, sorry.
Santosh, what is diecard.io? I see you just posted that in the chat, and I put it up, and I see here.
It's a very similar version of XDAI wallet, but with channels instead of POA.
It's by Connext.
Oh yeah, and you could cash out. Oh no, that's cashing out ETH and cashing out Dai, right? Okay. Oh, this is cool. So yeah, I love the fact that there's more burner wallets coming out with different UIs. Like that's great. I'm happy to see that. Lawrence asked, I couldn't find a press section with high-res logos, etc. So there's actually a repo on our MakerDAO GitHub called Design, and I will link you it right now. And in that repo, there should be high-res logos, and also like all the colors and just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, enjoy that. All right, cool. So thank you guys for coming on the call. Have a great Tuesday. And if you guys are game, see you guys on Thursday. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you.